So what did you think, guys? Did you find that play shocking? Well, make sure you watch until the end to see a whole lot more moments when Lonzo Ball shocked the world. We're going to start off with this play that involved Alex Caruso and Zach LaVine. With just 2 minutes left to play in regulation, Caruso jumped a pass from the Dallas Mavericks to get a diving steal. He flipped it up to Lonzo Ball, who then instantly launched it down the court, past defenders and into the hands of LaVine, who capped it all off with a beautiful 360 dunk.
Oh, Caruso's in the passing lane, hit the deck and stole it.
Caruso's everywhere. They foul Caruso.
Ball to LaVine, showtime! Oh.
Now that's what I call showtime.
I believe I can fly.
It's not just passing that Lonzo has in his arsenal, though. His three-point shooting has come quite a long way. Chicago was going against the Brooklyn Nets here with both James Harden and Kevin Durant on the floor. There were 20 seconds left in the game, and Chicago had a 2-point lead. Practically any shot would have sealed the game for them. However, nobody expected a kick-out to Lonzo from behind the arc for the win. But he got the pass and drilled the big-time bucket to ice the game.
Rosen matched up with Harden. DeMar kicks. Lonzo fires. Oh, hot sauce. Big baller.
The entire Nets team just assumed he wouldn't be getting the ball here. Man, did he prove them wrong. You know, I think Ball could have found himself as a quarterback if basketball didn't work out for him. Here, we've got Lonzo throwing an inbounds pass, but it wasn't just your usual pass. He cocked his arm back and launched a cross-court dime all the way to DeMar DeRozan, who got behind the defense. DeRozan was the only player on the court who could have caught that pass, and Lonzo made sure of that. Nobody was expecting him to throw it in that fast. This next play saw Lonzo Ball split the defense of a double team before detonating towards the rim and hammering one down all over the Charlotte Hornets. Not just that, but he landed and then just stared down the camera to let them know the impact of what he'd just done.
For Zeller to get an easy tap.
You gotta watch them. They drive to the basket more than any team in the league. Here's Zo going and throwing it down!
And I'm telling you guys, Lonzo really doesn't get enough credit for this athleticism like what we just saw. This time around, Brandon Ingram connected with Zo on an alley-oop attempt that no one saw coming. Everybody on the Timberwolves just thought he was running around near the rim, but instead he just burst up into the air and threw it down so hard he nearly knocked himself to the ground. When we talk about what might have been, I think one of the combinations we didn't get to see enough was Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson. Here you're going to watch Lonzo start to dribble the ball up the court when he realizes the potential of a cross-court alley-oop over to his ridiculously athletic teammate. Zo dished out a perfect pass above the rim for Zion to just launch it down. And this one was so shocking because who's going to expect an alley-oop to happen when the player's still behind half court, right? There's a lot of times when Lonzo acts like a human highlight reel, just like this next play. He passed the ball off to a teammate before cutting around multiple defenders to the rim. When the alley-oop lifted into the air, Zo didn't hesitate to jump up and obliterate a Sacramento Kings defender underneath the basket for the poster jam.
Yeah, grimaced a little bit. You know, he knew that was one he really got to make or wants to make.
Ooh, nice dunk.
This is why you don't sleep on his quickness or his burst. Now we're going to go back to his passing ability. The Bulls were led by Lonzo on the transition break, and he drew in the attention of 3 different New Orleans Pelicans players. Instead of just hogging the ball and taking the layup that everybody thought he might take, he instead jumped up and dished it out to his right, where a cutting DeMar DeRozan was. DeMar capped the beautiful play off the right way, and the Pelicans just sat back and stared. I'm telling you guys, on this next play, man, Lonzo Ball just embarrasses Kemba Walker. Something nobody saw coming when this play started. Kemba was waiting for Lonzo out on the perimeter, but it didn't take long before Zo quickly dismantled him with a crossover to his right. That single dribble move was enough to get him a free lane to the rim, where he tossed down a one-handed jam for the Lakers. Walker didn't have a chance on that play. He was beaten after just one step when he got down there. And as so often the case, Lonzo always does seem to be that one step ahead of the defense, especially when it comes to long court heaves. Just take this next play as an example of that. Here he comes down with a rebound, but instead of waiting and examining the floor, he immediately knows where he wants to put the basketball. He launches it all the way down the court to Josh Hart, who was waiting down there with nobody near him. The ball went perfectly into his hands, and Hart ended up picking up the easiest 2 points of his career probably. Nobody on the other team even thought this pass was coming. And on this next clip, here's a duo that I didn't even know I needed, but it's Lonzo Ball and Lance Stevenson. The two players got a wide-open fast break with nobody from Phoenix even remotely close to them. Instead of just taking the points for himself, Lance chose to hold up at the rim and throw the basketball off the backboard while Lonzo was driving to the rim still. Ball was able to cap this play off by catching it off the board and hammering it down to put the exclamation point on the Lakers' victory here. Now, in order to be a great player, you gotta have a keen sense of awareness. And here we can see how much of that awareness Lonzo has in him. With just a few seconds left in the first half and the Lakers down by 2 points, a teammate tries to chuck up a difficult and highly contested shot before the clock strikes 0. The ball looks like it's just going to completely miss the rim, and that would be that, but Zoe flies in, grabs the ball in the air, and lifts it back up before time expires to sink it and tie the game. Nobody on the Warriors even noticed him until they watched him put the ball in. Another player who worked really well with Lonzo was LeBron James. Ball worked his way around a screen that LeBron set, spinning around a defender in the process. Right after he collected his bearings again and attacked the rim, he dished it out to a cutting LeBron over on his left, who then flew all the way in and dunked it down hard on the Orlando Magic. You know you caught the opposing team off guard when all of them just kind of stand around and look at each other like, what just happened? But on this next clip, we know how this one happened. Lonzo watched his teammate Brandon Ingram miss a three-point jump shot, but he didn't give up on the play. He realized he had excellent position underneath the rim and tapped the rebound back to another teammate under the basket, who finished it off for 2 points. The commentators here said it best: this man deserved a rebound and an assist for this single play.
He can't score. Nice. Oh, what a play by Lonzo.
Nice.
That is beautiful.
He should get a rebound and an assist on that.
And instead of notching either of those stats in this next play, Lonzo opted to shock Darren Collison on the defensive end. Collison originally thought he had 2 easy points after a steal with nobody near him, but Zoe chased him down the entire distance and wound up swatting his layup attempt off the backboard with some force too. And we just can't get enough of Zoe chasing down players on the defensive end, so here's another one. Take a look at this, where he marks down Gary Harris while he attempts a layup to just swat it hard off the backboard. Harris couldn't even do anything to stop it. It all happened in the blink of an eye. Now, the world might have been shocked on this next play, but I don't really think Lonzo was. The second he received a cross-court pass from LeBron James, he grabbed it with one hand and instantly flipped it all the way back inside to a cutting JaVale McGee before he even touched the ground. McGee slammed it home, and Lonzo just turned around and looked at the camera like, man, I gotta stop doing these guys like this. Now, this next one sees Dennis Smith and the Dallas Mavericks chasing after Lonzo on a fast break. It looks like they can catch up to him, or at the very least stop his momentum and make the shot difficult, but that never ended up happening. Ball threw it down with one hand, with Smith right behind him as he stumbled out of bounds from the landing. Alright, now to wrap it all up, we got Lonzo catching the ball in the corner where he turns down a pretty good three-point opportunity. The pump fake he throws out is enough to get him freed up to run into the lane, where he quickly flips it all the way up to a teammate who threw it down for the alley-oop. At first glance, it didn't even look like he was passing it. I thought he just forgot how to handle the ball for a minute, but I ended up being really wrong.